I've got a meal that your family will go crazy for. If you have kids, this is one to really get them involved in because they'll love the process of making it, but even more than that, they will absolutely love eating it. It's a homemade pizza. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world as far as I'm concerned. We're going to make the dough from scratch, and then I'm going to show you how to combine all these different ingredients and make a beautiful pizza bianco, which is, of course, a white pizza. So what we do is we take some water, lukewarm, and you add to that a little bit of sugar, which is going to feed our yeast. So I've got some dry instant yeast. Give it a little stir around. And what's going to happen is the yeast is going to become active with the sugar, and you'll see it start to foam in just a minute, like that. Beautiful. So you sit that for just a couple of minutes, and straight away that yeast will start to work. So into your food processor, take 1.5 cups of plain flour and a generous pinch of salt. Now, the reason you put the salt in with the flour and not in with the yeast is because the salt is the yeast's enemy. Sugar is its friend, salt's its enemy. The salt will actually kill the yeast. So don't put it in straight away with the yeast in the water when it's becoming active. So once you can see the yeast has become really quite active, and you can see it in here, all these little bubbles, what that means is it's ready to get to work. Okay, so what you're going to do is turn on your food processor and then just slowly add it in. You need just a tablespoon or so of extra virgin olive oil. And then your dough will come together just like that. Just work it a little bit. Sort of tucking it back underneath so it's nice and smooth. Pop it onto your tray, cover it in cling film, and give it about 45 minutes an hour. It needs to double in size before you're ready to work it. Beautiful. So it's been an hour, and have a look at this. The dough has doubled in size, which is exactly what you want. You should be able to pick it up. Now what I'm going to do is put it on a really large tray, all right? You want it really nice and big so it's not going to stick. Just a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit. I'm going to wipe that around. And then it's time to stretch out the dough. Now, for me, the more you stretch out the dough, the better the pizza, because I love thin crust pizzas. Of course, if you want a thicker crust, don't stretch it out too much, but I like to just sort of get your two hands in there and just stretch it, let gravity do the work, and just pull that down. And once you get it to a place where you can almost see through it, then you want to get it on the tray pretty fast. Beautiful. This way, you can kind of get it into the corners of that tray, continue to stretch it out just a little bit. So once you have your dough rolled out, what you want to do is get just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just a couple of tablespoons. And here I'm going to just take my garlicky olive oil, this gives it a beautiful flavour, and just kind of spread that around. The next thing is just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle some of that over the base. You want to work quite quickly because you don't want the base to dry out. You don't want the dough to become too stuck to the base of the pan there. And then you get the potatoes. Now what I've done with the potatoes is I've just cut them into little pieces, and then I've stuck them into water, brought it to the boil, let it boil for only 2 minutes, taken it out, and then you've got these beautiful sort of semi-cooked pieces of potato. Next, I've got some asparagus spears that I've just cut in half lengthways. Again, a little bit of olive oil. You can put a little salt and pepper. Just give those a really light toss around like that, and put those all over the pizza, like so. Finish it with a bit more Parmesan cheese, and this pizza bianca is ready to go in the oven. Beautiful. Now, here's the important part. You've got to put it into a red hot oven. I'm talking as hot as your oven will get. Remember, this stuff usually gets cooked in a wood fire oven, and they're really hot, so 250 degrees at least. The great thing about homemade pizza is it's really, really quick. So depending on how thin you get it will depend on how long it takes to cook, but oh, yum. Isn't that special? Just 10 minutes. That's all that it took. So I'm going to just using a knife, or you can use a spatula, just pull that out. Yum. Okay, so the next thing we do is take some prosciutto, and I'm just going to lay the prosciutto slices straight over the pizza. And you'll see the heat from the pizza is going to come up and just melt that prosciutto. It's so beautiful. And then I've got all these beautiful rocket leaves here that I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle over the top. Drizzle with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to put just a few drops of lemon juice as well. That's it. It's so simple. It's so much fun for your family making the pizza. It looks absolutely fantastic. But even better than how it looks is how it's about to taste. Buon appetito.